Hey, we're live. What's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Hello, world.
Welcome.
Hello, world.
Trying to log in, and my cameras are all fucked. It is not. Listen. I'm
It's a
having
Tuesday.
a day. I'm having.
We're
a fucking
we're
Tuesday.
all having the same day, Drew.
Yep.
Good
Are
to
we?
know. How is chat doing? Are you having the same kind of day? There's no audio. What do you mean there's no audio? There's audio popping. What's going on? Oh, there is audio. Sorry, Steven
okay.
says there is
There
audio.
is audio.
Well, that's
Steven,
fun.
at
Don't
least
do this to
something
us,
fucking
Steven.
works.
Fuck.
You scared
Um,
us.
Like, yeah. There's, you know, it's just there's nothing more frustrating. See this light behind me? Like I go, god, light.
Yeah, I kind of
so
wish I
I
had
can't
the
get the
choir
fucking-
effect.
Yeah, I know. I can't get the fucking camera to work or to connect to my PC, my fucking Mac. It's probably a Mac issue because it always fucking is.
There's some update you need to do.
Some fucking thing. We thought we fixed it last time, but it's not fucking working. So you guys just have to deal.
Yeah.
Or I just have to deal, and everybody else just doesn't. You guys probably don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to log in.
That's okay. You take your time. You take your time. Also, you're not recording. Are you recording? No, you're recording. It's okay. Never
No,
mind.
I
he's
am
recording.
recording.
Never mind.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're good.
It's for
I
you.
got that right. I know. I
It
know.
makes my job a little easier.
Nice. Good one, Steph. I think Steph's
Right.
the only one of us that's not having a day.
Oh,
You know?
let's just hope that doesn't.
Yeah. No, we're not trying to infect you with the day. We're having it on your behalf, so it's fine.
The winds picked up here a little bit ago, and I was like, oh no.
The winds.
The wind.
The winds.
The
winds
winds of
be coming for you?
change. Yeah.
Yes. The winds of change. The glorious winds. The colors
Not
of the wind.
fucking winds.
Yeah. No jinxing it. Touching wood. There we go. You're all good. You're all good, Stephanie. You're gonna have
Almost
the best
there.
day.
Almost there.
Yeah, that's
Studio.
crazy because like Drew's all like, it's just been a day, and I'm like, bro, it's fucking midday over there. Like it's 8 p.m. my time. I'm like, this has been
yeah.
a day. Like,
Oh,
Let me
dude.
tell you.
I mean,
Yeah.
listen.
Care.
Listen. I mean, do you need to talk about it? We're here if you need us. You know.
I did rant to Stephanie a little bit. It's just like
Okay.
it's just my day job stuff. You know what I mean? So if anybody else
Yeah.
out there would like to give me a day job, preferably something in media, that'd be great. If I could set up an OnlyFans and pay for everything, I
was
fucking
like-
would.
I was
Okay.
like, you know where that's gonna go.
I don't
like,
care. You want feet pics?
Inevitably.
Hit me up. You want OnlyFans? Hit me up. I don't
Yeah.
care at this point. I'm like so
Pinky toe
done
pics, please.
with customer service. I swear.
Yeah. Customer service. Yeah, you know, it's a tough. I waited and bartended for a long time, and it's one of those jobs like, you know, if you work and where you deal with people every day and day in and day out, you really start to like lose hope in humanity. Like, you know,
Totally.
like there's a point where you're like, are we as a species this stupid? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I think it's just the nature of people are going out their day and you don't understand what that person's going through, and they're reacting to you in a way, and you're having a day, and sometimes those things,
Yeah.
everything just kind of comes together into like a perfect storm of like, you treated me like shit, I feel like shit, I'm gonna treat that person like it's just like
Yeah.
it's cyclical,
Yeah.
and it sucks.
Yeah.
But
I also don't understand though. Like, I mean, I just don't understand the audacity of some people where I'm just like, they're like, hey, I want this, and we're like, no. We can only give you this, and they're like, but I want this. And I'm like, okay, again, no. Here's your only option in
Yeah.
bold. No,
Yeah.
no. You're not listening to me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you actually? Like, I'm just like, the audacity. Like, I want to contact the CEO. Let me just go on his LinkedIn. And the CEO is like, hey, you want to deal with this? And I'm like, I am already dealing with this. I said no. Like, oh my God. People are so entitled. Oh my jeepers.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, we've gotten to that way where like we need to go back where
Crazy.
like the customer is not always right. You know,
I'm
like
pretty
that's-
sure there is actually like the full sentence is basically like the customer is always right given certain circumstances. Like there's actually a full
Fine
sentence.
with an asterisk.
No, I'm telling
With
you,
all
there
the
is.
legal?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna Google it
Yeah.
right now because
Yeah.
everyone's
I'm
like,
pretty
yeah, the
sure.
customer's always right, and I effectively work in a department that's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's something on my phone's playing. But no, our department is very much like a no, we are always right. You are always wrong. So,
Right.
okay, let's have a look. The customer. If anybody in chat knows, by the way, right? If anybody in chat knows,
Yes.
let me know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's a second part to that. I don't.
Hold
I
on.
think it's just
Pretty sure.
the customer's always right unless the customer's wrong, or the customer's always right unless it's not. He's not right.
Unless otherwise.
Yeah,
The actual
otherwise
quote
stated
is,
by
the customer
legal-
is always right in matters of taste. Nothing about price, nothing about service, nothing about refunds, just taste.
Interesting.
Interesting.
I don't like
That's the
this
full
product you
quote.
sent me. Well, that is fair, sir. But you still paid for it. And you're
That is the full quote, and it came from
Yeah.
Selfridges.
Yeah.
Harry Gordon Selfridge. There you go.
Yeah. No, it's tough, right? It's like a weird, tough industry to be in. Like any sort of customer facing, and I think eventually, but I think everyone should do it. I honestly believe, like I kind of want
I
my
agree.
son to work in some sort of, like, he doesn't always have to do it forever, but like I think it's a skill that you need to harness and to have empathy for people in other situations, right? Like
Yeah.
it's something I think everybody should do, so that when you do go to the movies or you do eat at a restaurant, you understand that hey, that waiter might just be having a fucking off day.
Yeah,
Or
it's a
like,
humbling experience.
Yeah,
for sure,
yeah. So like you realize like it's not always that person's fault to
Mm.
why you're having a bad experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like there's a lot of things that go into making sure that your food is delivered on time. It's not just the waiter. There's sometimes a food runner. There's a chef that might be having a bad day. Their systems might be down. They might be. You know what I'm saying? Like so. It is what it is. So I think, I think that's good. I think that's what makes you, Pagan, your experience in doing all this stuff. And that is my TED Talk.
It's true. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I
you're
appreciate
welcome.
it. I'll use that when I go back to work after this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who knew this would turn into like a fucking,
I'll just
one of
like,
those things? we are,
Drew said, blah, blah, blah.
yeah. And therefore, et cetera, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Not give you the full refund.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like 15 minutes into the show and we are way behind. I do want to talk about this weird thing, guys. Have you seen this? HBO and Discovery came together and they were like, they were like, hey, we're gonna come together, but you know what? I don't want to. We shouldn't be called Discovery because like, what's that mean? And then Discovery's like, well, we can't call you HBO because that would be like, I want to be Discovery. Well, how about we just call it fucking Max and call it a day? It was like they had a battle and they chose the worst option of the names that could have possibly come together, right? Like instead of like HBO Discovery Plus or fucking whatever they would have called it, H Discovery. I don't fucking know.
So
They
were
just slapped
HBO, for clarity for like the non-Americans, HBO and Discovery were two different channels?
Yeah,
Are they
well,
owned
so
by HBO?
they're owned by Warner Brothers,
Oh,
I believe. So
see.
Warner Brothers bought HBO, and then Discovery was already owned by Warner Brothers, and
I see.
then so they were sort of like for streaming purposes. God, I'm sorry, guys, that light.
That's okay.
For streaming purposes, that obviously they want them both brands to be on like one streaming channel, and for everyone who at least stateside, it's HBO Max
Okay.
currently.
Yes.
So they decided to rebrand to just Max.
Ah,
So
that's like
HBO
calling it a
won the
pet
battle.
name.
Yeah. Hey, Max.
Max.
Maxie,
Did you guys catch it on Max? Oh, what a cute name. No, I didn't. I don't sign up to Max. It's dog shit. I'm just kidding. I don't know. So it's basically going to be everything on HBO plus everything on Discovery, but now in like a Netflix style streaming service called Max.
Yes.
Do HBO Max? Well, sorry. Do HBO and Discovery exist outside of this Max, or no? They're just all Max now.
Well, I think if you were to like you can buy HBO just on like cable, like as an HBO.
Okay. Yep.
Or Discovery just on cable, right? Like, so you could still go find Discovery on like, if you own like Cox cable or whatever, and like any sort of cable net provider. But if
if
you were
it's a
gonna go,
streaming,
if you were gonna go stream anything HBO Discovery, it's now on the Max
Right.
app, the Max
Right.
stream. It's weird. Like I
It's a
remember.
stupid name, but look, they could have called it something stupider. So I guess.
I guess so. I guess they could. Yeah. So the bar is you could have gone lower. I guess that'll work.
There's a
right?
UK channel called Dave.
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 Ah,
Dave.
Dave.
So I feel like Max is fine.
I kind of like Dave.
Yeah,
I like Dave
Dave.
better than Max.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can catch it on Dave.
Although it's a little, you can catch it on Dave.
You can
Did
catch
you
it on
stream
Dave.
Let's go home and stream something on Dave tonight. What?
Yeah.
What did you?
Dave.
You know what
Dave?
I'm really in
Are
the
you
mood
cheating on
for?
me?
Some Dave. Yeah.
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 Dave is
Dave
so
who?
good.
Dave
Have you
is the best. Oh,
been
God.
fucking Dave. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
it's literally called Dave. So I feel like Max just kind of doesn't seem like out of the ordinary for me.
Yeah, I just hope, like, I don't know, like, we get chills when, like, say you put on, like, Game of Thrones, or you're watching The Last of Us, and that HBO, comes up right
Yeah.
before the show. Like, it just, like, my wife, she's like, every time that comes on, I think Game of Thrones. And I'm like, every time that comes on, I think of, like, my 80s childhood.
Oh,
Because
no
it's
way.
Like,
I think of Game of Thrones too.
yeah, because
I
it
think
was
of my
such like the
childhood.
last zeitgeist thing
Yeah.
that sort of caught on. But I mean, like HBO was such this like force of paid TV programming. HBO, Showtime, and Skinamax is what we called it back in the day. It's not Cinemax because Cinemax used to always play like the slutty movies,
Ooh.
the nudity kind of stuff.
Ooh.
And we
Sometimes
always
you can
called
catch
it
that late night on Dave.
Late night on Dave.
Late night on
Wow.
Dave.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Dave.
It's a
Dave's really
steamy
got it going
channel.
on.
No, it's not really. But it can be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Depends on the
I don't know.
content.
I work in marketing, and it's just sort of one of those things that just I don't know why it just bothers. It's like you took HBO just has like this brand, right? Like Game
Sure.
of Thrones, Succession, Last of like Prestige TV, like Sex in the City HBO. I think it was.
Yeah, sure.
Like
It
is now.
Child,
So.
whatever that was
God,
called.
like I mean, it's just like it's like hit after hit after hit, and now it's
Right.
just like it's like they're trying to get rid of HBO, and it's like. It's like it's like you've had McDonald's, and McDonald's is a successful brand for all this line. And you're just like, we're going to rebrand and call ourselves M or something, like something stupid. Like, be like, but why?
Because Mule Tickles was taken. You know, they really wanted Mule Tickles. It was taken.
Mule Tickles.
Now we just need to come up with like a random streaming service, but all you get is like one video. Maybe it changes just a little bit. Yeah, that makes me sad because I remember HBO. Like I used to watch like Happily Ever After fairy tales for every child, and that was like the thing you saw in the morning, like coming on before the TV show. And I was like, oh, so now that's gonna be gone. That makes me sad.
It is a little sad, right?
It's very sad.
Now it's gonna be something stupid, fancy, cool, like.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it'll probably just be whatever it is, but it's
Yeah.
it's like as a name choice. I'm just so like, it just felt like a bunch of dumbasses got in a room together and were like, well, let's just fucking call it Max. Like it was like compromised name. It was like the name. It's like when you have a divorce and you're like, do you get the fucking house or do you get the house? Be like,
HBO.
let's
got
just
the
fucking
name.
sell it. Like, oh, okay. Like it just felt like a decision based on two angry factions that couldn't decide on like who should have the name.
Yeah.
I don't know.
HBO's like, we got HBO Max. Why don't we just keep Max? That'll
Yeah.
make the deal better. Like,
And Discovery's like, I guess so.
sure.
I don't fucking know. Warner Brothers. Silly. Anyway, that's my rant. I had a TED Talk and a rant today, so we're on a good
Loved it.
start. That's how we're doing today.
Yeah.
We're actually going to talk about two really cool trailers today. We're going to watch The Boogeyman.
Oh no.
The Stephen King, from the mind of Stephen King, and then we're gonna watch an interesting trailer that was actually suggested in our chat or in the comments. on
Very
YouTube,
cool.
The Idol, yeah. So
American Idol?
no, just
upsetting.
The Idol. Yeah, it's upsetting. You'd rather watch the American Idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
No Ryan Seacrest.
Like the
okay.
original. Like the OG.
OG American Idol with
yeah, you know what I
Simon Cowell.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell,
That's it,
Paula
yeah.
Abdul, and
Oh my
Randy
God, you're
Jackson.
right.
Oh, Randy Jackson.
How did you remember all that? You know what?
Wow.
Yeah, is it Billy
is-
Idol? Nice one, Jake. Good one.
oh, that's
Also,
a good one.
EJP, thank you so much for the soup.
Wow.
Yeah, mate. Did that happen? I
It
missed that.
did. That's okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the good vibes for the soup. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
That's solid. I'm just reading this shit. Late Night on Dave. That's a different show. Yeah, you're probably
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
is it? Late Night on Dave is featured on Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I've never heard of either of these things. Although just before we came on, I was like, wasn't there a film recently about the Boogeyman? And actually, what I was
No.
thinking about was Candyman by Jordan
Yeah, we
Candyman,
Peele.
both
right.
had that
I
same
think.
thought.
Yeah. So I actually don't know much about this. It's gonna be
But
great.
it does feel like it's weird that there's a movie called The Boogeyman coming out. You're kind of like, have we seen this before? Isn't every movie kind of like The Boogeyman?
Is it just
Like-
gonna be John Wick 5?
John Wick 5
Maybe.
with The Boogeyman?
Yeah, isn't that's his
John Wick
that's
under
his
your
nickname?
bed.
Oh, that's his nickname, dude. It took me a second.
Yeah, now to
Dude,
pay drops. There
Pagan.
you go. God damn.
Dude,
The John
nice.
Wick fans in the chat will fucking know,
And
man.
you call
They will
yourself
know.
a fan.
That's a good.
Yeah,
that was
you
a
call
subtle,
yourself a fan.
I know. I don't. I don't.
Where's
That's a
Keanu
good
when we need him
call.
to come in and like?
Yeah. All good. Yeah, I don't know. If this is gonna be horror, I'm gonna kill you,
I
Drew.
thought there was another
I don't
Boogeyman movie. I thought there was. Thank you for that.
I don't
With
know.
Emily
I just.
Deschanel.
I mean, if you want to watch with your eyes closed, that's fine.
Okay, am I not gonna be able to sleep? If I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight, I'm gonna send you the invoice for whatever
Yes.
sleeping pills I get.
Yes.
The invoice.
Same here.
Yeah, it's called bourbon and
Oh.
and bourbon and honey.
You know what?
do
That's
love
not
a
even a
lot of
bad idea. After the day I've had, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
we
can't
need
I?
it.
It's fucking 8
That's what's
o'clock.
in this cup.
I need to go back to work. That's it.
Mm.
That's what's in this cup.
Okay.
Sure it is. Drink
Oh, this
responsibly,
is only rated
friends.
PG-13.
Okay. This is only rated PG-13.
Well, the trailer.
Oh.
Oh, the film advertised has been rated. Oh yeah, so the film is the film's PG-13.
Oh well, that's okay. I'm over that.
Yeah, sure. Why not, right?
Terror.
Sure.
I mean, that just
seems
means
okay.
that no one's cussing and there's no like dismemberment, really. I mean, let's be honest. Like, there's probably still some scary shit happening. I mean, Stranger Things is like PG-13. Is
It
that scary?
It's-
I mean,
a little bit,
it's
a little bit.
unsettling.
It's.
It's unsettling.
Well, let's just say this might be unsettling to you, Pagan. Let's just go there.
Great.
Yes.
Love that for
Alright.
me. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
ready.
Let's give it a go, I guess. Jesus
The
Christ.
Boogeyman.
All right. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1, play. I hate it. It's just this line.
Silence.
It says
Hell.
PG-13.
When there are scary things we don't understand,
Oh shit.
our minds try
No.
to fill in the blanks.
Yeah,
Sometimes
kids are
the best
involved.
thing to do
I'm already out.
is to face it. So this light
Yeah, no, I'm
is going to
good.
be completely solid like it
What?
is right now.
Come on now.
And gradually, it's going to start
Okay.
flashing until it's totally dark.
No, thank you.
So you can see that there's nothing
No.
there for you, okay?
Yeah, except the scary ass situation.
Yeah, I'm good, girl. Run.
It's just
That's
gonna
not so
casually
scary,
flash.
is it?
Fuck off. Maybe just leave it on.
Your sister.
Yeah, no, nothing. Lady, where did you get your training?
This is terrifying.
Oh, it's the producers of Stranger Things? That's cool.
You're doing okay. Great. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, shit.
Or sis, whoever you are.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, 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 no.
No, thank you. No
That's like the
Spider-Man in
worst
this movie.
psychiatrist
No.
ever award.
This is another Marvel movie. God damn it.
It's all just in your head. Except it's not.
Oh my God. It's a real life Monsters
cute.
Inc.
Fucking hell.
Oh, no, thank you.
No, no, no,
No, no, okay, no, thank you.
There's something in my room.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Don't you?
Protect her.
There's
No.
no such thing as
Why are there
monsters.
vines?
You need to grow up. I'm serious,
Yeah,
Sawyer.
bitch.
I need to be alone.
Woo! Sorry.
Manifestations.
I was too invested.
Oh, sir.
What is this supposed to be?
Believe your child.
The thing that comes for your kids when you're not paying attention.
Oh my God, I love him.
No. Oh, no, no.
What?
No, no.
Dad, you have to listen to
Oh.
me.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah, listen to her, please.
No.
Sweetheart,
Don't
let me
turn
handle
around. Run.
Oh.
No, thank you. I'm okay. Although I will say that I feel like if it definitely feels Stranger Things scary.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Oh, no.
That fucking
Not
red
the
light.
cube.
Dude, if I what? Okay. All right, let's just go. What did you guys think? I mean, you know, the
Firstly-
Boogeyman. And let's talk about the psychiatrist technique along
Yes.
with like what we
Firstly-
thought of this trailer.
I would fire that psychiatrist.
Totally.
I would also fire that parent. Okay? That parent who was like, "Hi, my kid's afraid of the dark, and now we're going to teach that kid to be in the dark." I'd be like, "How about just buy your kid a nightlight?
Sunlight sounds great.
Turn off your bedroom light and turn on their bedroom light, and fucking just save some
Yeah.
electricity that way. Make some cuts that you can make. You know what I mean? Buy the low-fat milk. Do you know what I mean? Like, just fucking.
Yes.
You don't need to have that kind of technique. What? Why would you do that?
No.
That's like, hey, are you afraid of spiders? Open your hand. I have something for you. Don't
Let's
worry
put
about
one
it.
on your
It's gonna be
Let's
great.
put one on your face. You have to
No.
find face your fears. Here's a
Like,
spider on your face.
I'm good.
That technique makes me want to throw up. Let me tell you,
Yeah, I'm
disgusting.
It's pretty awesome
Oh,
though.
It's
like-
rude. It's borderline child abuse, honestly.
Sorry. She would get punched. She would get punched. I
She would
feel
get
like I
punched in
know
the
that.
throat. In the throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
it's not even just like it's like this red ominous light. Like it's like this unsettling red. It's like a red you would go in like
Yeah.
and see in like if you're on like a submarine and like they fired a missile and like that's the red that's like flashing in your face.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's
well, we're
warning.
gonna die.
Yeah.
That's the red that you're getting. It's like red alert. And then the fact that it's like she's like it's gonna flash and you're like it's gonna count down and be like what the fuck like
Yeah,
it-
you know, I
Moving
like.
on the
I don't
door.
know. I
Ooh.
kind of like the box. I'm like, wow, cute box, like LED.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cute. Does it change lights? I'd have that in my bedroom.
Yeah.
I like. I think that's a fine box. I just feel like the fact that you're like, hey, we're gonna put you in some darkness because you're afraid. What? What?
No.
Why are you inducing trauma on this child? That
No.
I can only see it
Yeah.
as some kind of technique that she's like, if I traumatize this child more, they will need to come to me more
come back.
and pay me more money. Excellent. That's what I'm gonna do. Rude. I can't.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm right.
It's I like this like she like starts to back away and she has like this weird grin on her face like it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, lady, you're the
like,
one who's like, she's the problem here. She's probably the evil that's literally crawling up into the crib, coming through the door. Like, I'm sorry, no. Like,
Do you
I'm
think
afraid of
it-
the floor now.
Do you think
Like,
it is
I don't
just
wanna-
like IRL Monsters Inc?
Could be. It could be. Yeah, Boo, where are you?
Like it starts with the
The
cupboard,
li-
like it
live
starts in the
action-
the closet and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I'm like, if
Yeah.
there was like, I don't know. And then they
There's
went
a
under the
scare beat or
bed. I'm like, I
something.
don't know. It seems IRL Monsters Inc.
Yeah, you
Scary
might be
feet,
right.
scary
This
feet,
might be
scary
the
feet.
live action remake we always dreamed of.
Yeah, perfect.
Man.
Honestly, I can imagine somebody doing that. They're gonna release a horror version of Monsters Inc. But like
yeah.
when the rights are free, like Winnie the
Oh,
Pooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Well,
That-
listen, they're making a live action animation, Lilo and Stitch, and I have no idea how Stitch is going to be cute.
True that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're gonna make it cute. They're gonna make
They
it cute.
have to.
I mean, they have to.
They
As
have
cute as
to.
Sebastian and fucking Little Mermaid. It's fucking terrifying.
You really need to
Pinocchio.
let that go, Drew.
No,
Okay,
dude, I
You need to
still,
let
I'm up
that
late at
go.
night fucking thinking like, that's fucker coming for
It'll
me.
be Tom Hanks' Pinocchio. It'll be like
That's
that,
your
probably.
boogeyman. It's just Sebastian, the
Oh,
real life
shit.
Sebastian.
Real, yeah. Yeah.
Run away, girl.
Ugh, fucking crab.
Oh.
Pinchers. Yeah, so all right. Well, I mean, seems like it's like I mean, there's a lot of jump scares in this trailer.
yeah. Yeah.
Are you guys feeling that? I mean, are you jump scare horror fans, or are you sort of more like give me the psychological suspense? I guess there's a little bit of both. You have the crazy psychiatrist giving you kind of a mind fuck there, and then
Yeah.
but then there's like the banging at the door jump scare, and then like the crawling on the wall and under the bed, kind of like whoa, like kind of like shivers. I mean, where do you guys fall in the horror scary category?
I'm in the dated horror, like watching the really old movies so I can tell when something's fake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
then
nice.
that helps me justify.
Yeah,
Pre-
good technique.
pre-90s.
Good technique.
Anything else, I can't do. But yet I watch Stranger Things, and then I'm like sitting there like, it's worth it. The scare is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do horror. Ugh.
I feel like, are you a jump scare horror type fan? If you are, like, are you okay? Like, is there something? Are you all right? Do you need therapy? Because who likes jump scares? I don't know. I feel like, the trailer was very creepy, and I don't think I would watch it. But if I had to watch it, it does feel a very like tame horror. And I feel like I know now
Okay.
why they're PG-13. Because it
Yeah.
is
Right.
jump scary for sure, but it does almost feel a little bit Stranger Things like.
Yeah.
Or it
Yeah.
like, the way they remade
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think like, because even it was like, there are some very unsettling kind of scary moments in it.
Yeah.
But
Ugh.
it's not horrifying. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So I think that I feel like you wouldn't lose sleep over that unless you were like Nolan or something. But like if you were watching this movie
Yeah.
and were particularly afraid of maybe the dark, probably the worst movie for you. But just in general, it seems a tame horror but jump scary.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. That's a good point. If you're afraid of the dark, probably not the movie to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just generally things under the bed. probably not.
Yeah.
Probably don't take your kid to see this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't take me to see it.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Neither I or Stephanie are available these days.
Yeah.
Whenever that's out, we're actually both washing our hair. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Washing our hair.
Yeah,
All
it's
day.
actually the
All
day.
scheduled
month
yearly
long.
skin peel
Yes.
where we just
Yes.
sort of like shed a layer.
Yes.
Oh wow.
It's an awkward
Yeah.
time for us women.
is-
So if I'm
Yeah,
honest, we
sounds
just
like
won't be
Not a good-
available.
Not a good
Yeah, I
day.
need to learn more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's kind of funny, like as an adult, and you're watching those movies where the thing goes under the bed, and as an adult, all I could think about, you know what, that thing couldn't fit under the bed. We have so much shit under our bed that like
Yes,
that monster
good
wouldn't have anywhere
point.
to fucking hide. You know, like that's where I go. Like when I'm watching movies like this and that thing, like they do stuff like that, like the real life part of me starts to think like, yeah, no, we like most people just have shit just crammed under their bed. You know, like there's
Yeah.
nothing that
Yeah.
can fit under there. Like not even a monster.
But there's always a space that they can hide in, Drew.
Yeah.
Yeah, much true. My
Curl up
dog
like a
does find a
cat.
way to squeeze through there sometimes.
True.
I mean, are you guys big Stephen King fans? Is this sort of vibing with like what you like about Stephen King? I know if you follow his work, like he's real big on like the scary things isn't always the monster. It's sort of like the people, right? The relationships and like
Yeah.
the dynamics. You always find out that there's always like there's evil in the people that is often like kind of a allegory to like actually the supernatural thing that's happening as well. So I'm wondering, like, are you guys feeling that here, or are you kind of jiving with the dynamic of like the monster and the family and the kid and the big sister and the dad? Like, what's going on there? Do you kind of have an idea what's going on here, or are you still in the kind of the dark? No pun intended, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of have an
like
idea.
there's like I would have to see the movie, but like you could connotate like abuse and stuff like that from being like afraid of the dark and stuff happening at dark, and they're two women or two young girls, and so it's kind of like you can definitely draw connotations from that, and I think that's probably prevalent in Stephen King's movies or his stories in general, where there's some sort of underlying evilness, like you said, like there's something underlying that's not right, but it's not directly written, which is kind of cool. So maybe like maybe it's that, maybe it's either like maybe it's just even like PTSD or trauma or something like that a kid can't control or handle, but then it doesn't really explain why everybody in the family is seeing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's interesting. I like those films though. I really enjoy those kind of like the subtle evils and stuff like that, where it turns out like this is just a manifestation of fear or a manifestation of like PTSD and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool. I like it. I thought that was really good. Loved the adaptation. Liked the story. I think that was very cool.
The
Did he
remake
do
or
The
the
Shining?
original?
The remake.
The remake. Okay.
Yeah, the remake with the young kids. I can't remember their names. Finn Wolfhard and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did he do The Shining?
Well, Stephen King,
Oh.
it's all
Is he the
just
writer?
inspired by his books. But yeah, The Shining was one of his novels.
And
I liked
the
the
film
parody.
was a Kubrick film though, wasn't it?
Kubrick, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hated
yeah,
that.
The Shining.
So.
Well, Kubrick
Oh.
didn't like it either.
The Green Mile.
Oh, great!
Well,
Cool.
yeah. But it's incredible. It's an incredible film. You didn't like it though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some people are like, yeah, but that film is so famous because blah, and I'm like, Have you watched it? Have you watched it recently? Because it's terrible. I was rooting for Nicholson.
Yeah. No.
It's like,
no.
I was like, kill her, please, God, kill her, please.
It's Johnny.
I just
Yeah, you win.
please.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Red Room.
Was really disappointed. Spoiler alert at the end. Spoiler alert. When he dies and she doesn't. If you stuck around for that and you're going to comment and be like, she spoiled the movie of The Shining. That film has been out for like fucking 50 years, man. Go
been
watch
around
it.
a while.
Like, just go watch that
Images
film.
have been everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. I can be a fan of Stephen King, but I can also not be a fan. I think it depends on the adaptation. I've never actually read the books, so maybe the books are better.
Yeah, I mean the books are almost always better, I would think.
True. Yeah.
From because he just his novels are so dense. You know, there's so much going on. You know, and his novels are usually written like you hear their thoughts a lot, so it's hard to show that on screen. You know, like what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Like to get in the mind. the mind frame. The
Well, what do you think about this? Are you a fan of King? Would you watch this film?
Yeah. I mean, I like scary films. I don't ever get scared by them, but I like what they do. Like, I like
That
the
explains a lot,
style.
honestly. But yeah, go ahead.
No, yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't ever like, I'm never like, oh man, I'm scared, but I do like the technique of like, how do you make a good horror film? Like, I think there's a lot of like skill in that.
So do you prefer horror films then from like more of a production value?
I do.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
fair. Yeah.
That's fair.
But there's also some nostalgia, right? Like, if I go back and think of like Maximum Overdrive, do you guys familiar with that
No.
Stephen King joint? Like, he wrote this. It's based on his short story. I think Maximum Overdrive is a short story of his, and they did a movie. It's basically is like a what if story. Like, what if the machines, like something turned the machines alive and then they tried to kill you. So like trucks and lawnmowers and fucking like baseball machines and like basically anything that had a motor or was mechanized would kind of become sentient in a way that it would just start murdering people. And it's like one of those movies where I guess I was young enough. It came out in like 1986, so I was 6 years old. I probably saw it when I was like 8 or something. But you're kind of watching this, you're like, that's fucking scary as shit. Like the fact that like your lawnmower could just like run over you one day, or like this giant Mack truck would just like start like hunting you down, like a giant
that's
like
terrifying.
Yeah, it's kind of one of it's Emilio Estevez is in it, so it's like of that era in the 80s.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy, but it kind of like is cheesy in the right way, I guess, from an 80s standpoint. So that kind of holds like a weird special
like
place in
tire,
my.
or whatever that was called.
Which
Where
one?
There's like the tire rubber or whatever it's called. There's like a tire like going around killing.
I never,
Isn't that a thing?
No way.
what was? Yeah, no, what was that?
Kind of
That
reminds
was
me of
like
like
a-
the Blob in the 50s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
it was called rubber.
Blob.
It was called rubber. It was literally a killer tire.
a killer tire. I
Killer
never saw-
Tire?
Yeah, that was like it came out like what 5-6
Amazing.
years ago or something.
Yeah, 2010.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I have to Google this. This
Wow,
looks like
Yeah.
a laugh.
already? Yeah, it's like a horror comedy. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's good because had it been a serious horror, that would have been weird. Like rubber trailer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Why aren't we
you have
reacting to that? I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Yeah, why aren't we reacting to that? I mean, do you guys have a favorite Stephen King? I mean, I like Lawnmower Man's up there. I mean, you mentioned it, Pet Cemetery, Carrie.
Carrie was pretty iconic. I think Carrie
Yeah.
was the first film that I've ever seen by like a Stephen King like adaptation, and that was actually really scary. Like I haven't seen. I think there has been a more recent adaptation, but I've seen
There
the
has,
original.
Same.
And
Yeah,
my
the
my
original's
mom
awesome.
used to be very scared of that film, and she would be like, "Oh no, I don't want to watch that, and it's very scary." And
Yeah.
so I was like, Psh, "Let me try." And no, she was right. It was pretty scary, pretty unsettling. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the CDs part. It's like I'm like, "Oh, Jesus." Okay. Well, shit.
Hey, Steph, do you have a favorite, or are you a Stephen King fan at all?
I'm not a Stephen King fan, but I did forget that he wrote The Green Mile, and I have seen that.
Oh, great adaptation.
So
Yeah.
I love that movie. So I guess I remember it, like I was sitting at the very top of like the very last row in the movie theater, and I was sitting next to this couple, and I kept on getting scared, and like I would just be like, "Oh," and the guy next to me, and I ended up like laughing so hard because I scared him at one point. So.
You being scared the guy next to you.
It did.
That's
and
great.
So we were just cracking up, but it was yeah.
That's funny.
It's scary. Like the whole projector thing. No.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah, that was a
just,
horrifying
like,
moment. Yeah.
So like, but the story wise was like I do like what you're saying. Like I like that it's more than just it. Like it's everybody and like the girl, I forget her name. Like she has a pretty fucked up like life at home. Like
Yeah.
like so there's all these different factors playing into it. I didn't see the sequel, so like I'm curious. As to,
But you
like,
see
how
that
all
like that as
developed.
well as like her fear. Again, I can't remember her name. Was it Beth? I don't know. I can't remember her name. Sorry.
Maybe it was
Check
Beth,
and
yeah.
check and correct me. But again, like that, like Drew was saying, is like this underlying evil. Like she was being abused by her father, and the blood stuff is all about her fear of getting her period.
Yeah.
yeah.
So like that's really fascinating. So then thinking about that and then going to this movie, then maybe there is some sort of underlying like connotation of like fear, PTSD, abuse, etc. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, like what happened in the dark, you know, to
Yeah.
the family or to her or something that like made her scared, or
Scared.
like the boogie, like what is the boogeyman? Because in the trailer, it's sort of like it comes for unwanted children or something like that, or you know, children that
Interesting.
aren't loved maybe, or something like you
Yeah.
know, is there like it feeds on like just the sadness or something, you know, like I'm not sure. It's
Beverly
kind of
Marsh.
interesting.
Thank you, Kerbla. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, Beverly,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting one.
Yeah.
Velocipaster. Yeah, I need to watch that.
Well-
Part pastor, part kung fu master, part velociraptor.
Amazing.
That's a good one. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting if this sort of falls into sort of the mediocre line of Stephen King adaptations, right? You know, I mean, there's so many of them, like Dark Tower and
Oh, yeah.
you know, The Mist.
Sure.
I mean, although The Mist is still one of the best endings ever. If you haven't seen that, go watch that movie. It's pretty great.
I will.
Also, one of the greatest villains, which is like this woman who's like a religious nut that you just want her to die the entire time, which is great. It's like that actor's doing A+ work.
Nice.
I mean, and then you have like, you know, your Shawshank Redemptions and your Green Miles and you know,
He did
and
the
your
Shawshank too?
yeah, that
Oh,
was
well,
it.
shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a
Then
great movie.
that's up there too.
Yeah, no, I mean, he does like I mean, you know, like I mean, you know, Hearts of
Yeah.
Atlantis, but then you have like weird random shit like you know, Cell and 1922 and I mean, Children of the Corn's kind of a classic. It's been remade like 3 times, I think. But,
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't see that either. Is that a
yeah, so,
scary
like,
one?
yeah, I mean, it's yeah, it's pretty scary.
Especially if you live in the Midwest.
I just feel like children in the title. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm good.
Children in
Yeah.
the- yeah.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, probably not watch that one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm good.
Or maybe do, and we'll stream it.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Before, so that's. I mean, do you guys have
All right.
any? Do you guys like? Are you A+? No, no, thanks. Yes, no, maybe. Gonna go see this, or are you heading?
Probably not gonna see it. It looks kind of meh to me.
Okay.
Like,
It's mid.
Like the dynamic between like the father, like, and him coming in, and the daughter's like, it's kind of like goes into that stereotype. Like the dad's completely oblivious to everything going on, and the daughter's like, no, it's real, and like the other daughter's like, please listen.
I know.
Like
It does feel like paint by numbers a little bit there.
a
huh?
little bit,
Yeah.
but like, although. Sorry, my door just
But-
opened.
Oh, oh shit!
Ghost.
The fucking
The
boogeyman.
fucking boogeyman. You heard him talk about you. Oh my god.
Yeah. Is this like a Beetlejuice situation?
Although
Like,
if you do get kidnapped or killed, it would be good content. We're streaming live, so.
Really good
True.
content. Do this.
True, but please no.
Please no.
good,
No,
thanks.
thank you.
Next time.
Oh, if only the kid knew to do that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that they're actually really polite. If you just said please, they
Yes.
would fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that because like we teach Maya, like he's like sees bugs. He calls everything bees, and he's like kind of scared of like flies and stuff that flies around. And we're just like, just say no thanks, bee, or shoe fly, and like you know and so he runs around and like you know is like shooing away like things like no thanks, you know.
That is me. That
Yeah.
is me. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I say that to everything. I'm just like,
precious.
no, thank you. Not
No, thank
today.
you.
Just
Not
playing
today.
Dead Space. No, thank you, alien. Not today.
Yeah. So that's all that kid needs to do to the boogeyman. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Literally, the boogeyman is just trying to
See you
sell them
later.
something.
Yeah.
It's just a hard
Totally.
seller.
Some fucking insurance.
I
car
got
Yeah, all you
insurance.
just I've been trying to contact you about your car insurance.
Fuck you,
Your
boogeyman.
car's extended warranty.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think that just say no, thank you, and then it would have just been like, oh, okay, I guess we're out, boys. Let's go.
To the next kid that's not savvy enough.
Oops, my bad.
Yeah, see, we solved it already. Thanks. We'll go see
Yeah.
the next one.
Yeah.
What about you, Pagan?
I feel the same as Steph. I mean, I probably wouldn't see this. To be fair, it does kind of look like Stranger Thingsy and Stranger Things in vibe. Maybe
Yeah, right.
this would be one of those things that like if other people see it and they're like, actually, that's pretty good. Maybe I would go see
Maybe.
it. I just don't think
Yeah.
that I would go myself and actively
Yeah.
see that. It's not a genre that I'm terribly interested in, and also it's an okay trailer. Like there's jump scares, and I feel like I would just be jumping out of my seat the whole trailer or the whole
Yeah.
film. But I'm not sure I would quite enjoy it. So I think I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think unless there's like something, we'll probably watch it. It's like this is a wait to stream for me. kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
a streaming one for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're just not. I mean, my wife's not crazy about scary movies, so it's sort of like, you know, I think if you're like a younger, this is good for like younger audience that just need a night out and kind of get
Sure.
scared and,
Yeah.
and then go get pizza, kind of vibe. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's an interesting choice. Unless it doesn't feel, to your point, it's like kind of middle of the road. But unless the reviews come out and it's just epic, maybe that'll drive more viewers. And then for that, we're gonna take a real quick break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. That's how that works. Yeah, it's like time travel. Trailer 2. We are going to watch The Idol. Just a quick setup on this. It's created by Reza Fahim and Sam Levinson and The Weeknd, who you may know of as the famous
Weeknd.
The Weeknd, the singer, the artist.
Okay.
And who Super Bowl artist. Which like 2 Super Bowls ago, 3?
Probably 2 or 1. Yeah.
It's based on, it's a self-help guru and leader of a modern-day cult enters a complicated relationship with a rising pop idol. I'll let you figure out from the trailer who's who and what's what. But it stars Lily Rose Depp and The Weeknd, Susanna Sun, Hank Azaria, and Hash is in here. Elizabeth
I love
Berkley.
Hank Azaria. Yeah, both of us are just like, yeah, Hank. We love that guy. Great.
Hank.
That guy. All right, cool.
Love him in The Birdcage.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He's
The
good.
Birdcage?
It's a great
seen
Robin
The
Williams,
Birdcage?
Nathan Lane movie. It's fantastic. They CGI'd shorts on Hank's butt in one scene.
Did they really?
He was wearing
didn't know
like a bathing suit thong type thing, and I guess it was not appropriate for viewers.
Oh.
So they CGI'd shorts on him to make it a little bit, it's funny. I didn't learn that until recently, and then I was like, what?
That's such a
Nice.
random tidbit.
That
great.
is a little bit of a random one, but kind of
It
nice.
is.
Really appreciate
I
it.
like it.
But it's
Yeah.
a great movie if you haven't seen it.
Oh yeah, Birdcage
It's worth
is
a watch.
classic.
I'm definitely gonna have to watch that for sure. All right.
All right.
Okay.
But-
The HBO original. I'm pressing. Wait, hold on. I'm pressing play in 3, 2, 1, play. Oh,
That's great.
Oh, I like The Rock.
Cute.
the guitar
Oh,
solo.
wow.
When was the last truly fucking nasty, nasty, bad pop girl?
Is that Troye Sivan? I love him.
Not the best job in the world. Should be having way more
And
fun.
your job is being hot.
Okay.
I'm getting some like
I don't like his ponytail.
I like. Okay.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh, I love him.
Oh. Okay.
She's had a tough year.
The press has been brutal. Hello, Angel.
Okay.
That
was a selfie. She took a picture. That was.
Yeah, you can tell by the angle.
I mean, it's like a.
She was on her fucking knees.
Oh, Moy.
You get people to dance, you get people to sing along.
Come on, give me more.
Yeah, I'm gonna sing along.
Biggest
Okay.
touring act ever.
What is happening in here?
I got a great fucking idea.
Okay.
I haven't seen no shit like this since the 90s.
Since the 90s.
I see no shit like this. That's a great line.
I promise you, there's a new Jocelyn coming.
All right.
Hello, angels.
Angels.
That's the like a Victoria's Secret thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it
Feels
was.
like it.
It
Did they
kind of looks
cancel
like
the
that.
Angels?
Either that or it's a
Can't
Charlie's
cancel the
Angels thing,
Angels.
and
Oh.
she didn't look like Charlie. Let me tell you.
No. Wow. I
Yeah,
don't
same,
really know
Stephanie.
I
Same.
don't really know what's going on here. Like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot.
what is happening? Like,
Okay, but I do love Troye Sivan, and I think that he is wonderful. So
oh.
I probably, I don't even think I'd see it for him. Fuck, I'm so sorry, Troy. I love him. I really do. I do love him. His music is just, mwah, fucking perfect. I love his music. Would I see this movie? Oh.
It's a, well, it's just
Oh, it's a
it's
TV
a
show.
series. It's a
Oh,
series.
then
yeah.
definitely not.
Oh.
Well, yeah.
Wasting more
Alright.
than an hour and a half to 2 hours? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Come on. What about that trailer actually was interesting?
Well, I'll come at it from a guy's perspective.
All right.
There's a lot of hot people doing dirty, nasty shit, and I'm kind of interested in that. I don't know why. Here's the thing: I'm tired of watching really, really attractive people on TV not doing dirty, nasty shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like love sparkles, and I'm like, yeah, but you're like both like super hot. You should just be fucking going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, that's just sort of like how the world works. You know, versus like everybody's like playing like, oh, she's kind of ugly, and I'm like, no, they're both fucking Hollywood stars. They're attractive. Like just, you know, get together already. So I'm kind of interested in this sort of weird. I'm always interested in the sort of like rise to stardom and then fall kind of storyline, like that sort of arc of like the choices you have to make and the things you have to do to become like what your dream is. You know what I'm saying? Like to chase something like that. You know, like what are you willing to do to become the thing you've always wanted to be? You know what I'm saying? Like given the choices. So that from a storytelling standpoint is interesting to me. I don't know if the trailer doesn't really show that very well, but I think that's kind of what this story is about. The trailer seems to be mostly like sex, drugs, some more sex, The Weeknd, and then a more half-naked Lily Rose Depp. You know, like so. I mean, they're clearly appealing to people like me that like that kind of thing. But yeah, I could see why this isn't really jiving with either of you.
It feels like it's like the raunchy sex and drugs version of the Lizzie McGuire movie.
That's actually on point. That's funny.
All right.
That's
Like,
pretty funny.
it's just one of those things.
feel
Like,
that.
there's a guy who's clearly much older than her, and he's like, yes, I can make you a star. Like, I'm a star. I can make you a star. And, like, and then she's on a stage by herself in a silver dress. So, like, Lizzie McGuire wore a silver dress.
Yeah.
No, but, like, it's, to me, like, first of all, like, I like The Weeknd's music. I'm just curious as to, like, how, like, does he want to be an actor, or is this just, like, a fun thing that he's doing? Like, how did he get cast in this role? Like, I know Lily Rose Depp, I think she's been doing acting and modeling and, like, all these different things. Not to say that he can't do it, but it's just, it's an interesting choice.
Yes.
Like, and the ponytail, like that ponytail just like creeps me out. Like anybody who has like a really nice, clean, neat ponytail like that as a guy with the beard, no, it just weirds me out. I don't know why, but it's just, yeah, and it's just, he's so creepy. Like that whole movie, like I feel like or TV show I should say, I feel like I'm being violated. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad
you
vibe.
know, like I'm not supposed to be here. Like, why am I seeing this? And then like the girl like saying like it's like the 90s all over again. I'm like, yeah, I can hear you from.
I fucking thought
as to
so.
Why?
Like,
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just going back through the trailer while you were watching that, and I was like, I swear to God, I thought I saw something, but I'm not sure. And then I was like, I just need to check because I don't know if that is who I think that is, because it looks very much like who I think that is. This is Jennie Kim, and she is from Blackpink, which is a K-pop band that is absolutely humongous. They've just
really?
performed at Coachella, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she's in it for like a frame, and I was like, wait, did I dream that? So I was going back through it and checking on my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, no, I was totally right, because I didn't want to be like, oh my God, it's Blackpink, and then be like, wait a minute, maybe I need to double check that. Holy shit, she's in that too. That's kind of cool.
All right.
Still wouldn't see it.
Nice.
I love her. I really do. Look, I think the cast is really interesting. I like that they have really good comedy actors in here as well, like Dan Levy and Hank Azaria. I think that's really cool. I would have liked to see more of that kind of writing in the trailer, though. I have to say,
agree.
like, I don't know if, like, what's the edge here? What's the vibe? Like, what is the vibe other than the fact that it's, like, quote unquote sexy? Like, I don't really need to see that. It does actually make me feel uncomfortable. The same as Stephanie. Like, I was uncomfortable watching the trailer because I'm just kind of like, why? But like, what's the edge? Like, what's the fucking story? You know, like, is she a CIA daughter or something like that? Like, where is the coolness? Where's the edge?
Yeah.
So
Well, I think the coolness is, I mean, just to, again, I'm not here to defend it necessarily because I agree
Sure.
with you. The trailer does it's not a great trailer. The music's great, the Britney Spears song, and it kind of has a good, like, there is some nice edits as far as like a trailer goes, but it doesn't really tell you why I should invest into this like long form TV
Yeah.
show. It does feel like a sort of you give me maybe 90 minutes of this and I might be over it. But I agree with you. There's not a lot of, it sort of teases you with this idea that like it opens with like, when, you know, the guy's like, we need another filthy, you know, pop star.
Yeah.
It's sort of saying like, you know, when there was the Britney Spears and the Christina Aguileras, you know, doing like, I'm gonna, you know, like Britney got famous from being in like a what was it, like a schoolgirl outfit and dancing
Yeah.
through the halls, like, you know,
Yeah.
and half naked.
and
You know,
they
and, like,
made out with
same
Madonna on stage. Like, yeah.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
I feel
It's
it.
sort of that kind of vibe. It's sort of like bringing that idea back as like a pop star, you know, where like Lady Gaga is more Madonna, but like where's the Britneys and the Christinas today? You know, it's sort of, I think the idea, and like if there's somebody who wanted to aspire to be that, what would they have to do? What persona would they have to put on to be that, and who would they have to sort of like align with? And it's sort of an interesting way to go about it.
I feel you on that though, but like I would have liked to see that in the trailer. Like I'd like
Agreed.
to see like the internal struggle, you know, like
Yeah.
because every shot we see her in, she's in this like idol
Yeah.
personality. Like if she had just been like in a hoodie or something like that, trying to get drinks, and then there's paparazzi throwing her or something like I would have liked to see a different angle. This whole trailer is just the one angle, and I feel like it's trying to sell you softcore smut.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
like Dan Levy and Hank Azaria. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just kind of
Yeah.
like show
Right.
like show me that it's clever writing. Maybe I'll be interested. Show me that it's
Yeah,
funny
yeah,
writing. Maybe I'd be interested. Like throwing Troye Sivan and fucking Jenny Kim in there is so tempting for me, as well as Dan Levy and Hank Azaria. I'm like, oh, I'm so tempted to click into that and watch that.
Yeah.
But the trailer, in my opinion, was not very
Alright.
good at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't
I think
sell me on
Holiday
anything.
Game had a good point. Because he's like, if you like Euphoria, this is
Yeah.
another show for you. And I feel that.
Never seen it.
I haven't seen it. I've only seen like clips and stuff. And I've kind of been interested because like I saw a scene like with Zendaya, like, and just incredible acting. And I was like, oh, maybe I should watch this. And now that I have HBO, I'm like, okay. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm questioning too, like the director. I'm like, what is going on in your head? Like, were you given all these deals and now you've got all these opportunities to make what you want to make? And I don't know. I'm kind of tired of the whole too. Like I like a Lily Rose. Like she's beautiful. Like, and she's got like really interesting like facial features. Like she just seems really cool. Like someone who would be like fun to hang out with like in real life. But I don't like the constant sexualization, like, of women. And,
Yeah, I
like,
agree.
this whole, like, atmosphere. Like, it's a little weird. Especially in
Yeah.
the times that we're in now. Like, we've made movements, and it's not to say, like, I don't know, like, the content's
think-
there, but
Do you think that's like it's coming across as like tone deaf?
a little bit. Like,
Little bit?
A little bit. And then, like... Yeah, and I'm curious, like, what the cult is. Like, if it's a sex cult, then okay, then that makes sense. But, like,
Yeah.
what is this guy's game? And then, like, Hank Azaria, like, is he a cop, like, or a detective? Like, it's just kind of interesting. Like, I'm curious as to, like, what the plot is. But, like, the trailer, like, you know, we've talked about, like, it didn't sell me on it. Like, like,
Yeah.
I'm curious.
agree.
Like,
I don't know. I you know, again, I'll take the other take. I think there's something interesting. I'm always fascinated by pop stars because they have to sell an image, right? And in order to do that, they almost have to be that all the time, right? Like,
Yeah, sure.
like you know, it's interesting. Like whether you're a rapper or a pop star or a country singer, you sort of have to like. There's an act. Like there's the way you dress, how you speak, your tone, like what you know, like the signs you throw, like all of that shit is all part of the aura of like what makes you like sort of this star, right? Like put you on in a stardom, like a star path. So I am interested to sort of see like if this dives into that idea of like what would you do to become a pop star, right? Like who would you sleep with? Like what persona would you put on? Like are you like who do you outwardly, because it's not just like, oh, I go home and sleep in I don't do anything at night. No, you have to go to those parties, and you have to be like, if you are saying like, I'm a partier, I want to rock it out all the time, you actually have to go out and rock it out all the time and be in the tabloids and be like, yeah, she's fucking living the thing that she's preaching in her music, right? Like you have to kind of do that
To stay
there's
relevant.
exactly. So
Yeah.
there is something there, and like in the burnout of that, maybe it could be interesting. And you see a little bit of it in the trailer where she's like, "I'm going to be the real me now," or whatever, and then you see the stage shot and whatever. So I think there is a rise and fall story here. It could be interesting. To your point, it could just come off completely way off tone. I'm not sure, but I think there's something an interesting story there. I hope they find it. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, do you guys ever dream of being a pop star? Is there anything you would do or what lengths would you go to be the next Britney?
I mean, I dreamed as a kid watching the Lizzie McGuire movie. I was like, I want to go to Rome and have that experience and get to
Right.
perform in the
would be cool.
Colosseum. That
And
would be
realize that I'm in love with my
great.
best friend this whole time.
Yeah.
And my other best friend doesn't make it into the movie. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's like as a kid maybe, but like when you start to learn like the harsh realities of things, then it's just
Yeah.
kind of like maybe not. Like, or I'll take the route like, you know, the other people who are like they don't do anything, they're very like low key, and it's like, oh, you forget they're dating, or you forget, you know, that they're around because they're just busy, just chilling at home. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like I think if you'd asked me that question years ago, I probably been like, yeah, anything. I love stardom, blah blah. Because like my eyes are just big stars, and I want to see like the Hollywood Boulevard and like the Kodak Theater and the Oscars and everything. But I think like reality hit me when I was in a show with a wonderful man called Michael O'Hagan, who has sadly passed away. And I remember having a conversation with him, and he was like, what do you want from this? Like, you know, like, and this is my first professional show. I was like 20, 21 maybe. And I was like, I want to be like, you know, I want to be the Oscars. Like, I want to be so successful. Like, I want to be like sitting there, and I want to be nominated, and I want to get one. And he was just like, if I'm honest, I really hope that doesn't happen. And I was like, rude. And then he was like, let me tell you why. And then like sort of explained it to me. And this guy's been like, he was the original Star Wars trooper, like the head of the Star Wars troopers in like the 4th film, right? Like the original, the head of them. Unfortunately, all of those English actors were dubbed over and they weren't credited because of licensing and all. But he's there on like the original call sheets and everything. But he was just like, I've been in Hollywood for however many years, and this is how it's gone, and this is what I've seen happen to all the younger women that I've met. And he's just like, I just hope that doesn't happen for you, Pagan. And I was like, well, I need to reevaluate my life choices. Thanks, Michael. Like, okay, great. I guess I'll never be an actor. So I feel like years ago, I'd have been like, I would have done anything. I'll move to Hollywood. Like, I'll grind. I'll get a waitressing job. I'll do everything. And then when you start to realize, like, the seedy underworld of all the stuff that was going on, the Harvey Weinstein issues, the Me Too cases, I'm just like, you know, I'm really fucking glad I didn't do that. And I'm really glad my parents were like, no, you're going to go to college and you're going to get a degree and you're going to stay here and then you're going to learn about blah. So, yeah, I don't know. I think, like, the problem is, like, with the movie, I see where you're coming from, Drew, because I feel like, the series, where you're kind of like, I'm hoping that they will show you, like, what it takes to be an idler, like, how they're pushing her to be like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this.
Right.
But again, like, I just didn't see that in the trailer. Like, I saw that as, like, she was doing all that, and she was running all that, and she's just this wild child.
Well, I think there's a bit of that, right? I
interesting.
think, I think there's two sides of the coin. I think you have, there's no, listen, it's really easy to get caught up in that world, right? Like it's a lot of fun, right? You know, and if PJ was here, he would tell you, like, you go out, you can go out all the time. You're hanging out with fun people. There's all the fun parties. You feel like a rock star. You get like bottle service wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to just be like, keep going that route before you realize, like, there's a lot of people, A, probably using you, you know, for your access and the things you're getting, and B, you're probably doing bad things to your body and like your psyche and mentally, but sometimes it's too late, and a lot of people can't get out of that spiral. So I think it's interesting if they do, because again, it's sort of like, it's like gambling, right? It's really easy to get addicted to it and that lifestyle, and I think they're going to show that, because especially when you're young, it's like, why not party? You know what I'm saying? Like I partied a lot when I was a kid, but imagine partying on a scale with like limousines and like VIP service and like you know, and everybody just like treating you like this, you know, amazing, putting you on this pedestal. And I think that'd be hard to say no to. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't have an experienced mind to know that, like, no, I should probably go home and get some sleep and not do a shitload of cocaine.
Hey, like, I mean, look,
And-
there's some people out there doing that now. Like, they're like, I
Yeah.
see that, like, this they'll definitely appeal to a certain audience that maybe would like identify with that or find that's fun or anything like that. I've never been like that. I've never done drugs. I've never really gotten ridiculously drunk. I started
Right.
drinking when I was 24. So I feel like there's definitely people out there with this lifestyle or who are interested in this lifestyle or
Yeah.
who would affiliate with that. So you do you, like, no harm, you know what I mean? So yeah, I see what you're saying. To me particularly, I wouldn't be watching this.
Yeah. Well, I think there's people that are like, I could live vicariously through that.
Yeah, or they could experience that through that person. Yeah, sure.
There's I'm trying to figure out like another film. Like, did you guys ever watch like Scarface or Blow? Like, did you ever see those two movies?
I've
right?
seen Blow
Johnny
with
Depp,
Johnny
Johnny
Depp,
Depp's
yeah.
Blow. Yeah. What's great about that film and what it does really well is there's a moment like the first half of that movie, you're like, maybe I should fucking sell drugs.
I swear. Yes,
Right?
I know.
Like,
I actually know.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, you're kind of like, that's pretty fucking cool. He's
Yeah.
living the fucking like dream, right? You know,
Yeah.
like, and I think that's what this is going to do. This show, and again, I'm speculating just based on like how I would treat this material. But there's a moment where you're like, I want to be a pop star. But then there's that moment you're like, just like Johnny Depp's moment where it's like the cops are after you, you lose everything, your wife, you know, like you're about to go to jail for the rest of your life and no
Your
hope.
daughter and
like,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. It's like, well, fuck, maybe that's not the right call. You're
Yeah.
you're gonna run real hot for for maybe 5, 6, 7 years. You're gonna feel like you're the king, and it's gonna be in a great life, and everybody's gonna look up to you, and you're gonna have that aspirational sort of lifestyle. But then it's gonna all come crashing down, and it's gonna come crashing fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think showing that story, I think, is a good thing, especially with today's youth, where we're all addicted to Instagram and we're all addicted to like the what ifs of
Yeah.
like how lifestyle should be. I think showing that is a good thing to people who might. So I think they're selling this almost as a drug. Like, come here, come watch this. It's gonna be hot, sexy, fucking drugs and fucking rock and roll and the weekends in it. But I hope the story is more about like, hey, this is a lesson.
Yeah.
It's not all what it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I agree. I actually think that would be great. Like, unfortunately, again, I didn't see it in the trailer, but I do hope that is the case, because I was going to say that, like, it's from, did you say the producers of Euphoria?
Yeah.
And Euphoria, of course, has a younger audience. We all know, like, even if you're not supposed to be watching that, the kids are watching that.
Yeah.
They love it, you know, and they're there for, like, Zendaya and all the people. And I'm just kind of like, oh, God, I really hope they're not going to glamorize this kind of shit so that, like, kids are like, yeah, I want to grow up and be like that. And I'm like, maybe don't. Maybe become a doctor.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
Totally,
maybe
yeah.
study hard and become a psychiatrist. Who knows? Maybe
Yeah.
you'll cure somebody of their fear of the dark with a little red cube.
Maybe.
Who knows?
callback.
Look how we tied
Way
it
to
in.
bring it
Look how we
around,
tied it in.
Pagan.
Yeah.
Way to bring it
I will
around.
say, because I just had a thought, like I was thinking about it, like, because I was worried, because like for me watching that trailer, like the Me Too movement is just like going through my head, and I'm just like, oh, this doesn't, like, this is sending very bad vibes. And then like I was remembering, like, in the trailer, like, there's a moment where she's like crying, and she's like, he'll get another, I forget what she said, like maybe it was her name, like another girl, that'll be like her. So I was like, okay, so maybe there is like a lot of darker context.
Maybe.
And in that case, like, I would have wanted more of that, because he, with the Weeknd's character, definitely is giving off that like creepy, like, I don't even know if he's like a producer, like whoever he is,
He's
like,
like,
that creepy.
I think he's supposed to be like a cult leader.
Yeah, like, so he's giving
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
that creepy vibe.
Yeah, totally. I think he's supposed to.
And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I think for me, trailer wise, like, I just wanted that. But I do think it'll
yeah.
have those darker undertones. It's just going to be like, surprise! Like, it's not just all like
Yeah.
parties and kind of like what you're saying. Like, it's the.
Yeah,
the
I mean,
dark side.
fingers crossed, right? I mean,
Yeah,
who
I
knows
hope.
how it'll
I
turn out.
Yeah.
I think I'll check it out. I mean, maybe I'll wait to see some reviews and
Yeah.
and then it's on Max, formerly known as HBO. So usually they produce good shit. So I think it'll be high quality. I don't think it'll be as reductive as the trailer is, but and it's from the people who do Euphoria, which is a high quality prestige like show,
Yeah.
you know, with Zendaya. So I have hopes that this isn't as what it's selling is supposed to sell to a specific demo to come consume this. But I think there's going to be a lot more to this that the trailers aren't
Yeah,
really
maybe
showing
that's
us.
it. Yeah.
At least that's my hope. And with that, we do have to wrap this up. We're running over, and I'm running late to another meeting. But so we're gonna skip what we reco today. We'll catch up with that next week. And with that, we'll see you guys next week and on Trailer Talk with some new trailers. And Pagan, I think you're coming back next week too with a new game.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
We'll
It's
find
exciting.
out. Surprise, surprise. And then watching now it was yesterday on Twitch, but will premiere again on YouTube on Friday. So I think that's all the updates we have for now.
Nice.
And
That was
until
Screen
then-
Smash, was it? Screen Smash.
Yeah. What did I say?
You're watching now.
Oh fuck.
That's
Sorry.
all right. Screen Smash premiered yesterday on Twitch. It will be live on
Yes.
the YouTube channel
On YouTube,
here on
yeah.
Friday.
I need
Cool.
more
Let us know if
coffee.
there's anything else you'd like us to react to. Make sure to like and subscribe on this video if you enjoyed it. And hopefully, guys, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Love it. Thanks
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you
Fun.
next week.